Our episode begins with numerous men being killed inside the palace. We then see a mysterious man escaping from the palace, pursued by palace guards. He manages to get into a car and speeds away. While on the road, creepy hands suddenly appear from behind, strangling them. The car crashes into a tree and explodes. The strange man, revealed to be the organization's leader, looks at his phone, showing an image of excitement. He then proceeds to eat and is interrupted by a man named Yamaji. The organization's leader complains about the dullness of his job, suggesting that Yamaji should handle the matter of Hijan. Possibly a misspelling, could be Hijan or Hijan for others. Yamaji explains the sword is just a weapon without its own will. The organization's leader mentions outdated ninja techniques and the absurdity of following certain codes or symbols unless they are still hanging on to old traditions or something similar. Yamaji informs him that the exiles are no longer part of the ninja organization and should be treated as enemies the moment they defect. Each one must be eliminated immediately because they can't bear the cost of their secret arts coming to light at any moment. Yamaji then talks about Hijan, describing him as one of the best ninja in Japan's history, mastering countless combat techniques and never showing mercy. They thought they had killed him once, but he survived, possibly using the organization's secret art. The leader insists they must know his fighting style to eliminate him. Yamaji suggests capturing Hijan, and they can plead with him to spare their lives. As the head of the academy leaves, he looks at Yamaji and inquires about the other man, referred to as the Reaper. The scene then shifts to the Reaper, who is talking to one of the exiles named Z. The Reaper tells Z that wielding a sword without pride is just mindless violence, as he learned before. Z questions him about the number of his former ninja comrades, the exiles, whom the Reaper has killed. The organization's system is corrupt to the core, and the main reason for killing the exiles is the organization's fear of them. Merely glancing at the reality of his failure to kill Hijan proves that these exiles still hold onto their faith in the old ways, and they won't fall for the Reaper's methods. The scene transitions to the Reaper and Z preparing for battle, attacking each other. The ground explodes, and we see the Reaper's sword within Z's body, his mask shattering as he falls to the ground and dies. The focus returns to Yamaji and the organization's leader, where Yamaji informs him that the Soul Reaper of Souls has been prevented from involving Hijan in any kind of battle. The organization's leader is surprised and asks if they won't allow them to fight at all. The scene then shifts to the intelligence agency, showing Mike, who is extremely angry with his assistant for not doing his job properly. Mike informs him about evidence suggesting that some individuals are involved in money laundering. The president appears behind Mike and calls him, and they sit in the city. The president advises Mike to focus on his duties to help him and not interfere in matters that don't concern him. He mentions that they need to get Hijan and asks Mike about his meeting the previous night. The president advises him to either step down or take a temporary leave to resolve the issue, as people make bad decisions when they are tired. He then gets up, telling Mike not to come to him again until he retires from his job. The scene then shifts to Hijan, who is working and reminiscing about his family's murder. Visibly sweating, Mike arrives and Hijan comes out to greet him. Mike, having bought some supplies, tells Hijan that he must have been through a lot to reach the mysterious location. Hijan explains that the place helps him sense if someone is coming or not. They enter the building, where Mike informs Hijan that the analysis of the man who attacked him last night reveals a very special alloy patented by Oza, indicating a connection between Oze and the ninjas who attacked them. Hijan expresses his determination to pursue and kill those villains who murdered his family. Mike warns him that if it comes to killing, he will have to apprehend Hijan and burn the evidence. He reminds Hijan that his duty is to protect citizens from criminals. Additionally, Mike mentions his dislike for hunting, and throughout his years in the office, he never encountered mysterious ninja disturbances, so Hijan's experience is new to him. Hijan offers Mike a drink, stating that sharing a drink forms alliances. Mike is surprised when he realizes it's an energy drink. Hijan explains that this drink is his favorite, and Mike is now in control against Aza. He knows someone with information about them. Scene transitions to a night scene with Mike and his assistant Emma. Mike asks Emma if she remembers the first thing he taught her when she was a beginner. Emma recalls it was not to be late for meetings. Mike informs her that her next lesson will be about defining tardiness. So Emma told him that the mockery he was engaging in would completely kill his popularity. He got angry at her, blaming her for being late. She explained that she understood, but didn't know what she should do. She had no excuses to leave her job, but she had to go get the child. She hurriedly came back to him and he continued to mock her and her car, calling it junk. Emma got annoyed, screamed at him, and told him that if her car was junk, then his car was garbage itself. He responded by praising his car, stating that it was wonderful because it brought him to the place on time. Then, he asked them to stop shouting, claiming that her car was an economical and historical masterpiece designed by one of the best designers of the 20th century. He described its 4-cylinder air-cooled engine, with a capacity of 1500 cc. He discussed the car's excellent structure and distinctive rear wheels, making Emma very happy. She complimented him on having excellent taste. Mike then asked him about the futuristic weapons they found, questioning who would analyze them. Higan didn't answer, and Emma, once again, tried to talk about the car. Mike interrupted, telling her they didn't come here to talk about cars. Emma fell silent, and they were asked to enter the car. Inside, they discovered computer-like machines, and Emma revealed that the car was essentially a giant mobile computer she had built herself. It had all the information they needed from around the world, right at their fingertips. Then she says that she researched the relevant company, Aza, and found that it is a multinational conglomerate involved in various projects. The company engages in the development of military weapons, as well as communications, entertainment, and clean energy. Anything that crosses their minds, this company is involved in. They have a high global market share and an insane rate of penetrating markets worldwide, constantly replacing their products. They have various programs, and it's safe to say that there is no country in the world without an Aza company. However, this rapid growth has given rise to many dark rumors. Mike asks about the nature of these rumors, and she tells him that many key figures from major competing organizations, along with journalists investigating alleged fraud and other uncomfortable individuals for the company, have all died mysteriously. She then mentions a recent incident where a prominent conservative political figure in Europe, known for refusing to engage in business in his country, died in a sudden car accident. The organization actively attracts foreign companies under the guise of improving local technology. Towards the end, Emma speculates that the ninja organization is behind all of this. Mike responds, stating that if all of this is true, they have entered a real nightmare. Then we shift to the scene inside the Aza company, where workers are amazed at the increased production of the Aza reactor. It can now generate 2 million kilowatts of energy per second, and their wireless energy transfer system is making excellent progress. All the workers are extremely happy, because this reactor will be the light that illuminates the future. If they can make this technology widespread, the world will never be the same again, as the magic produced by this company will permanently change people's lives. After that, the leader enters his office and finds Mr. Magi welcoming him. He suggests they have dinner together and asks how he came here directly, implying that he must have something urgent to say. Magi throws a picture at him, and upon seeing it, he tells him that these men are from his team. They were in desperate need of data on the weapon they are developing, and the ninja was the ideal test subject since they have supernatural abilities. He confirms that they targeted former ninjas. He informs him that they are now partners and must work together to build a better future. Magi doesn't respond, then moves from his place and orders him not to do this again. He said to Magi, warning him that he had never pulled off a stunt like this before, and he should never attempt it again. He left Magi astonished and laughed at him afterward. Then Emma continued her conversation, stating that this facility belonged to the massive organization known as Aza. It serves as the starting point if they want to find out what they are doing, how they operate. With the presence of the ninja figure in all of this, they know the headquarters is a testing city fully operated by their organization. They use it to test various new technologies and energy sources. While they were talking, suddenly a sword appeared above them, striking down multiple times. They noticed a person on top of the car, and Higan yelled at Aime to drive the car quickly. Then, Mike was hit with a gun and Aime, scared, asked what was happening next. Higan suddenly moved away, and a person with a sword attacked them from above. Higan used his power to identify the person above, causing the man to stop hitting them. It was then that Mike realized he was finally free and thanked Aime. Aime replied, stating that the ninja is very dangerous. Suddenly, a vehicle emerged and hit Mike and Aime, leaving them unconscious, while Higan remained unharmed. The man then chased Higan, shooting at him, but Higan evaded all the shots. They engaged in a fast and furious fight, indicating that the man was exceptionally strong. Higan was eventually hit from behind, and he used his demonic power to defeat the opponent. He broke the enemy's swords, and then taking the camera on his back, he looked at the president. The president understood what happened, confronted Higan, who handed over the camera, and the president broke it. Later, the scene shifted to the presence of ambulances. Mike and Aime were taken to the hospital, but Higan stood aside. Higan's phone rang, and he answered it. A person on the other end said that they can finally talk together. However, fear and concern were evident on Higan's face. The episode ends, and they ask the viewers to subscribe and activate the notification bell for upcoming episodes if they enjoyed the video.